What's up, people? Joe Winko here, your favorite Hawaiian guy, and this is just an update that I'm going to be doing for my YouTube channel. This is going to be a bit of a long update because I'm going to be talking about quite a bit of stuff. But the main thing is I've been really disappointed lately because no one submitted a sim for my Sims 2 contests that I've been holding. And for those of you guys who don't know what I'm talking about, it's the Joe Winko Obsessed Fan Sims 2 contest where I was asking you guys to create an adult male sim who would have a bedroom like the one I'm showing in this video. I wanted to make like a love story music video with The Sims 2 about this crazy guy who watches my videos on YouTube and he ends up falling madly in love with me, and then me and him fall madly in love with each other, and then we get together and everything. However, I didn't want to create the guy who falls in love with me. I didn't want to create him myself, honestly. It just seemed too awkward to create him myself. So that's why I wanted my YouTube followers to make a sim version of who you imagine would be my crazy, obsessed fan, really. But I was really disappointed because no one did that at all. Like, those videos have been up for quite a while, really. I posted one in September and one in October. The video is asking to submit a sim for my Obsessed Fan Sims 2 contest, but I have not received not one single sim that anyone made at all, despite those videos getting roughly 300 and 200 views, which isn't that many views, but still, not one person sent in a sim at all. So that's the main thing that I wanted to talk about in this update. I was disappointed in that, really. I was like, wow, because it's not very difficult making a sim in Body Shop and then packaging it and then sending it in. There's actually a whole tutorial video that I'll have linked for that in the pinned comments of this video. But one thing that a lot of people were telling me was that no one plays The Sims 2 anymore because it's such an old game. But the thing is, you can actually get The Sims 2 for free. You just need like a little bit more than 20 gigabytes of free space on your computer. And let me show you the system requirements for it. Here they are right here. Alright, so right there are the system requirements for The Sims 2. It's an old game from 2004, so it should work on basically almost any computer nowadays. Just need to make sure you have enough RAM, more than 4 gigabytes, and enough hard drive space, more than 20 gigabytes, really. I mean, that's what's recommended, because like the more you create the families and the more you download a lot of custom content, it's gonna add up over time, really. EA Games actually gave out The Sims 2 for free way back in 2014. You can't really get it from Origin anymore, but there's a whole wiki about how to get The Sims 2 for free, and I'm going to have it linked in the pinned comments of this video. They have a whole tutorial for it on the Sims 2 Help subreddit, so I'll have that linked in the pinned comments so you guys can download The Sims 2 and make an adult male sim in the Sims 2 Body Shop, and then package him and then email him to me, joeisawesome4life@yahoo.com. And as I was saying, the winner of that contest will have their sim used in my love story music video I plan on making with The Sims 2. There's actually going to be 2 music videos I plan on making, but both the winners will have their sims used in each of the videos, really. They just have to look realistic, honestly. Like, no fantasy skin tones or anything like that. They just have to look realistic. And they don't have to look good looking either. just have to look realistic. That's what I meant. There's also another question that I wanted to ask you guys. If I posted like video summaries for my upcoming Sims 2 slasher movies, and they spoiled the ending, I mean, I would make sure to have like a spoiler alert in every single video summary I post. Would you guys still want to watch the video even after it's finished and posted? Because the thing is, those Sims 2 movies that I make, and that's, from what I know, that's the main reason why everyone is subscribed to my channel. Nowadays, the Sims 2 movies that I make, they take a maddening long time to make because there's so much that I know about the Sims 2 nowadays, and plus I've gotten better at my script writing, and the storylines are longer and everything. But nowadays, the Sims 2 movies that I make, they take a maddening long time to make. Like, at this rate, I'm only going at one a year. However, I have tons of new ideas for different ones, and I already know what's going to happen in all of them. So basically what I had in mind was making a video for each one explaining what's going to happen in it before I actually post it, really. Like a summary video of what happens to all the characters and how it ends. I actually did a poll on that. If Joe Winko ever spoiled the ending to one of his Sims 2 or GTA slasher films, would you still watch it on YouTube after it's finished? Well, and these are the results right here. 107 people voted. 92% said yes, I'd still want to see how it all ends up turning out. And 8% said no, I wouldn't be interested in watching. That's the main reason why I don't post much, like when I'm working on a Sims 2 scary movie, about what happens in it, because I don't want to spoil it, because I'm worried that the viewers won't be interested in watching it then. But if I made like a whole summary of exactly what's going to happen in the video, it wouldn't necessarily, well, it would be spoiling the ending, but it wouldn't just be spoiling the ending exactly how it ends. It shows what is going to go on throughout the whole movie, really. Like, for example, Pumpkinhead 5, Tainted Blood, that's one movie that I wanted to make with The Sims 2. And I got the idea for that movie way back in 2016. And I already knew exactly how the whole story was going to go and everything. But back then I couldn't make it because I didn't know how to make Pumpkinhead in The Sims 2, the Pumpkinhead monster. Nowadays I do know how to make him, and I did make him in The Sims 2, but I'm not going to show him because I don't want to spoil it. However, the movie is still going to take a really long time to make because the story is very long. I haven't wrote the script yet, but I know exactly what's going to happen in it and everything. And I basically wanted to do a video of explaining what happens in the story and what happens to all the characters in Pumpkinhead 5 Tainted Blood. But I would have a spoiler alert warning in every single summary video for each one, so a person can click off of it. But let me know what you guys think of that. Would you want me to post like summary videos of my scary movies before I have them released? Would you still be interested in watching them and seeing how they turn out? Let me know in the comments of this video. And there's also more stuff too. I have like a lot more movies on the way right now. There's Werewolf game Flashback Villager's Side. My goal is to have that one complete before year 2023 is over. Just hope that I actually do finish that one before the year is over, and I'm sure I will, really. But besides that, I also need voice actors for Onryo 2, and I was hoping to have that one done before 2022 was over, but you see how that turned out, really. Now, the thing with Onryo 2, it's like the longest, it's going to be the longest movie I ever made because this is the script for Onryo 2. It's 96 pages long. I wanted to give it like a more complex storyline compared to the first movie, and the first movie really wasn't even supposed to be as long as it was, like an hour and 30-something minutes, because I tried giving it like a very simple storyline. It's just that it all added up over time. But Onryo 2 has a much more complex storyline because it focuses on different characters really, and it has like multiple subplots within it. It's a bit difficult to explain, but I hope that made sense. And I still need a voice actor for the starring character, Mary Beth, who's based off of Gwyneth Paltrow. And in the movie, she's supposed to be a retired nurse from Florida who moves up to Virginia Beach after she retires after the coronavirus pandemic is over. But the thing is, in the story, she was neglecting some of her coronavirus patients and allowing them to die, and she wasn't really taking very good care of them. And it turns out that one of her coronavirus patients that she neglected and allowed to die was Joe Winko. So now his ghost is after her next for revenge. That's basically the plot of Onryo 2, but there's a lot more to it besides that. But I needed someone to do the voice as Mary Beth Susan, who's based off of Gwyneth Paltrow, and she's supposed to sound like Gwyneth Paltrow when she talks. And the thing is, as I said, Gwyneth Paltrow is supposed to be retired in this movie. She's supposed to only be in her 50s, really. She's not supposed to sound like an old woman, though. And you don't have to be an old woman to do the voice as Gwyneth Paltrow. Let me show you a clip of what she sounds like when she talks right here. Let me play it for you.
I genuinely don't understand where that comes from because we don't do that. We've never done that. I mean, especially when we started. There were so many modalities and ways of achieving wellness that had no scientific backing, but that have worked in India for thousands of years or worked in China. So I think it was like a way to take shots at us, but...
Alright, that's basically what Gwyneth Paltrow sounds like when she talks, and I don't know about you guys, but to me she doesn't sound like an old woman, really. That's just like an average female voice to me, really. So you don't have to be an old woman to do the part of as Gwyneth Paltrow, really. I mean, she does have like a mature sounding voice, but she doesn't sound like old, really. And her part in the movie is pretty long. She's one of the starring characters, but, well, the character Mary Beth Susan, who's based off of Gwyneth Paltrow, has 1,083 words that she says throughout the movie Onryo 2, which is a pretty high word count for her character. However, what I had in mind was I find one person who wants to do the voice as Gwyneth Paltrow, and we just call each other on Discord, and we record the lines together. I coach you on how to say each of the lines so you get them right, and we do like multiple recordings of each line, and that shouldn't take very long. At most it should take 3 hours, but that's rounding up, and it probably won't even take that long. But yeah, it shouldn't take very long. She has like a lot of emotional moments throughout the movie. Gwyneth Paltrow does, and well, Mary Beth Susan does. But there's another character who has a longer part in Onryo 2 than Mary Beth, like based on how many words they each say, and that is Detective Trenton Knight, who's a major character in Onryo 2, who's kind of based off of Chris Como a tad bit, but he talks in like a stern adult male voice because he's supposed to be a cop and an investigator and everything like that. Now, in Onryo 2, Trenton Knight, he's a detective who's investigating the murders from Onryo 2 and somewhat for Onryo 1, because all the victims who were murdered in Onryo 1, they're the cases of what happened to each of them, they're all left open because they were all killed by the ghost of Joe Winko. And Trenton Knight still believes that Joe Winko is actually alive. He thinks Joe Winko somehow faked his death and is responsible for all the murders going on in Onryo 1 and Onryo 2. And he doesn't believe the whole legend, well, it's actually a truth, that Joe Winko really did die of coronavirus in April of 2020, and now he's back as an Onryo, killing people off for revenge. He doesn't believe it at all, but when Joe finds out that he still thinks that Joe's alive, Joe gets pretty pissed off about that. The ghost of Joe Winko, and it... yeah. But that's all I'm going to say for now. But I need someone to do the role as Trenton Knight also. He's supposed to talk in like a deep adult male voice, really. And we would record the lines the exact same way. The exact same way I said I would do Mary Beth or Gwyneth Paltrow's lines. We get on Discord or Skype and we read through the script together and I tell you how to say each of the lines and we record them together. I feel like that would be the easiest way, and that shouldn't take very long either. It might take a couple of hours, and we don't have to do it all in one session, but it shouldn't take very long, really. And I have a couple other scary movies on the way, too. Well, quite a few. Next, there's Dead Route, which I started working on way back in 2017. But I stopped production on it because it was taking too long, because I had to make a whole bunch of custom content for it. But I plan on getting back to it soon. Like, I still have all the voiceover work done for it, and I still have it all saved. So I can easily just go back and load it all up, because I always back up and save my stuff all the time. But I do plan on getting back to Dead Route soon. It's just that making all the gore content was too difficult. However, one of my friends taught me how to use a program called Blender, which I plan on using more of in making my Scary Sims 2 movies, because The Sims 2 takes forever to load up because I have so much custom content installed, and it takes forever to make custom content for The Sims 2, but with Blender it's more simpler, really, because that's actually designed for animations and making videos with. And then there's another video that I was planning on making called To Kill a Mockingbird. And I'm not playing a nice part in that movie. But basically what that movie was going to be about, it was going to be about me moving from Wisconsin to Indiana, southern Indiana, and like I'm supposed to be in high school, but I'm like a couple years younger than everyone. So I obviously don't fit in and don't have any friends at all. So because of that, my character goes around pranking people and pulling mean pranks on everyone, and I become a nuisance to everyone in the town of New Albany, Indiana. Joe Winko becomes a nuisance to everyone in the town of New Albany, Indiana. So all the teenagers get together and they plan on murdering me, which is exactly what they do. They kidnap me and then they beat me to death and then they set me on fire, but then a witch finds my body out in the woods and I made friends with this witch and she brings me back to life and then I go on a killing spree and hunt them all down one by one. That's basically the whole plot of To Kill a Mockingbird. And I had the whole idea for that story literally since year 2014. Don't want to tell you guys how old I am, but literally since 2014. That's how long I had the whole idea for that story. But there's a couple reasons why I never made it yet. One reason is because I needed to figure out how to get the red pointy bandana in The Sims 2, which is what I figured out, definitely, by now. I figured that out a long time ago. Another reason is because one of the scenes takes place in the Waverly Hills Sanitarium, and the climax of the movie, it takes place in the Waverly Hills Sanitarium. And I finally figured out how to build that in The Sims 2. Let me show you guys some pictures of it right here. Yeah, that's the Waverly Hills Sanitarium. And there's one more thing. Now, I needed a singer for that movie, because there's a song that plays in the end credits of that movie called Shallow Grave by the Birthday Massacre. Let me play you that song right now. This is the song that plays in the end credits of To Kill a Mockingbird. So basically, for that movie, I needed a singer because I needed someone to do a cover of that song. The only difference is, as you hear in the lyrics, I'm not sure how well you guys are able to hear that song. The lyrics goes, "We put her down in a shallow grave. She wears a dress like a body bag every day." I needed to change the lyrics of that song, the pronouns. In my version of it, she's supposed to sing, "We put him down in a shallow grave. He wears a cape like a body bag every day." And I'll have a link to that song in the pinned comments. And for the longest amount of time, remember asking about this. I was asking, did they ever release a instrumental version of that song, "Shallow Grave" by the Birthday Massacre? They finally released one a few years ago, and I was really happy about that. But the thing is, I can't do a cover of that song myself. My voice is, can't believe I'm saying this, but my voice is too deep to sound like the singer in that video. But I was looking for a female singer to do a cover of that song, and it doesn't have to. You just need someone with a voice that sounds similar to that girl who's singing. And another thing is, I actually have an auto-tuning app on my phone, so if you just record yourself singing that song and just send it to me, or we could do it over Discord and send it to me. I can put it on my phone, use the auto-tuning app so it fits with the background music, and then have that play in the end credits of my Sims 2 scary movie. I would really appreciate it, honestly. Just the pronouns need to be changed. "We put him down in a shallow grave." Because basically that song is... she's basically singing like some horrible stuff about this girl in the song, but I just needed the pronouns changed in that song. And then that's basically it for To Kill a Mockingbird. I'm not playing a nice part in that movie, as I said. And then Onryo, it's supposed to have 5 sequels. I already know exactly how the movie's going to end. I kind of always knew exactly how all 5 of the movies are going to end and what happens in each of them. There's going to be Onryo 3, Summoning, Onryo 4, Origin of Evil, and Onryo 5, Rebirth. And that's all I'm going to say about those. Werewolf game is going to at least have 5 movies total. And I got the posters for the first 3 Werewolf game movies done, but it's going to follow a more confusing timeline. The next 4 Werewolf game movies that will be coming out after the original Werewolf game movie, they all take place before the original Werewolf game movie. The original Werewolf game movie takes place in December of 2022. Werewolf game Flashback Villager Side is going to take place in January of 2013. And Werewolf game Psycho Fox takes place in spring of 2015. And the next one after that, Werewolf game Prison Break, takes place in 2016. And Werewolf game Lovers, which takes place in 2017. And those are the 5 Werewolf game movies I'm going to be making, but I might be making more after that too. But basically everything after the first Werewolf game movie takes place before it. So yeah, just thought I'd explain that. Also, I do plan on going back to working on The Rising Dead. The reason why I haven't done an episode of it in a while is because it's a lot of work, really. And also because nowadays I'm able to make the characters look completely different. And I wasn't sure whether I should have them look the same or should just have them look more revised throughout the next episodes. Like Double D, for example, if you go back to Rising Dead episode 3, he doesn't really look enough like the character he's based off of, Double D from Ed, Edd n Eddy. However, nowadays, since I learned 3D modeling, I'm able to make him look a lot more like Double D from Ed, Edd n Eddy. But I'm worried that people might get confused and not realize that he's the same person, so that's why I haven't decided whether I should keep him the same or whether I should just have him look different, really. Prefer to make him look different, but what do you guys think? You guys can let me know in the comments. And then there's another movie that I haven't announced yet. It's going to be called Mayuti Salika. Deadly Instinct. It's a movie that's going to be about me controlling a bunch of killer hippos, and it's about me living back and forth between the USA and Africa, and Kenya, Africa, and it's about me being pissed off at a lot of people. So I send them all flight tickets to visit my camp in Kenya, Africa, and none of them remember who I am, but I remember who all of them are, and one by one I have them all picked off by the killer hippos that I'm controlling. And it's going to be really brutal and really gory, and I remember when I was posting about that online, a lot of people were telling me, how are you going to make a Sims 2 movie about hippos killing people? And good question. I'm going to use Blender for the animation scenes with the hippos killing the people, and it's going to be pretty brutal. It's based off a nightmare I had. Well, not really a nightmare, because nothing really happened to me in the dream. I had this weird third-person dream that I was controlling a bunch of killer hippos with magic powers, and I was making them kill people who pissed me off. And, yeah, which also inspired me to draw this picture, and yeah, that's where I got the idea from for my killer hippo movie that I have on the way. And it's going to be brutal, so stay tuned for that. And then there's the Madman and the Plastic Psychopath, which is going to be about me living in a small hillbilly town and not having any friends and being treated horribly by the people in the town. But then I cast a magic spell on my Ken doll, and that brings him to life, and then me and him go on a killing spree with each other. That one's going to be pretty interesting, because that one I plan on having it live action combined with The Sims 2. Meaning that, you guys remember how in Werewolf game I was able to have myself, and Werewolf game and Onryo, I was able to green screen myself into Werewolf game and have myself interacting with the characters and everything? That's technically how the Madman and the Plastic Psychopath is going to be. It's going to be me and the Ken doll green screened in the Sims 2 world, because I'm able to do that. And my grandma actually got me the whole Ken doll outfit. Yeah, that guy that you see in that poster for Madman and the Plastic Psychopath, both of those guys are me. And yeah, I was able to do the whole Ken doll look. I mean, but also I need a whole bunch of fake weapons, and I have all those on my Amazon wish list. Yeah, because it's going to be all the characters that we're going to be killing in those movies are all supposed to be Sims 2 characters, but me and Ken are going to be real, and yeah, it's going to look very interesting. So if someone could get me one of those fake weapons off my Amazon wish list, I mean, we plan on using all of them in the movie, it would really be appreciated, and I'll make sure to do a thank you video for each one I get, really. I honestly need all of them, but yeah, that would really be appreciated, honestly. And another thing I wanted to talk about, those Sims 2 movies, they take a very, very, very long time to make. That's why I'm at a rate of only making one per year, because there's so much work that goes into each of them. And the thing is, it gets really tedious working on them by myself. And since I told you guys how to get The Sims 2 for free, I was thinking and this is just one idea that popped into my mind, my autism mind. I was thinking if anyone would want to help me make them, that would be even better. I mean, I could teach you all the animation. Well, I would still make all the animations myself, but how to get them to work and everything, and how to film them and everything, and then you just send me all the footage, and then I edit it all by myself. I mean, that would definitely make things, make me complete them much more easily. I mean, it might be a bit complicated, because I'm not exactly sure how to do that with sharing the files and everything. That could get complicated, really. But I would be able to figure it out, and I was thinking another idea I had was someone could watch me make my Sims 2 movies on Discord, and that would be, I mean, because I tend to work better when someone's watching me make my videos. However, it would be like a total spoiler for all my Sims 2 movies I'm making, but if someone doesn't mind it being spoiled for them, then even better. So I'll have my Discord username in the pinned comments for this video. It's just that I've been getting like a lot of spam mail from weird usernames that I don't know at all. So when you send me a friend request on Discord, just make sure to send me a message letting me know that you saw my username from my YouTube video and that you want to watch me edit my Sims 2 videos and film my Sims 2 videos. Yeah, that'd be very helpful. So that's basically it for this extremely long update. Yeah, hope you guys all found it interesting. So don't forget to like, don't forget to comment, don't forget to subscribe, and don't forget to create an adult male sim in The Sims 2 and email him to me, seriously, so I can use him in my Sims 2 love story video, really, on who you would imagine would have a bedroom like this. And don't forget to like me on Facebook and follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and Tumblr. So that's it. Peace out, people.